Good morning, everyone. My name is Yoon San Lee from Korea. I had been working coffee business for 7 years at Terra Rosa Coffee Company in Korea. As you know, the Korea coffee market is growing a lot. So I would like to talk about how we grow and how large of our market. Let's talking about the history of Korea coffee market. Many foreigners, when I met them, they used to ask to me, maybe Korean used to drink a lot of tea because we are Asian, like China or Japan. But actually, it's not. We are Asian, but we were a very poor country. So, for example, traditionally the tea is only for the royal person, like a king or a king family. So for the public, before coffee, there is no public drinks. We only used to drink water, and that's it. So coffee for us is very new, and it is like a Western culture. So when we're talking about our history of coffee, we have 3 main points. Okay, one is Korean War. It was 1950. We have Korean War between North Korea and South Korea. That time, U.S. Army, they brought coffee to Korea. It was instant. So for us, from the beginning of coffee was instant. So until now, many of customers, old customers, still, when they think of the coffee, it means instant. For example, when we started our roasted coffee, some of guys, they asked to me, why Terra Rosa coffee didn't melt into the hot water? This is their question. So until now, many of individual customers, they have a very strong image of the instant coffee. And then 1968, we have a very big instant company called Dongsa. Dongsa is very famous for the instant market, and it's a huge. Before, I think 2005, our Korean market is hold around over 85% by Dongsa. So they are really huge company, and they are working with a craft from US. So after made this instant factory, Korean market is spread instant coffee. As you know, we have Olympic Games and Asian Games. So it was 1988. So from that time, our economy situation growing a lot, and we became a rich country. So from that time, many general people begin to know about the coffee and all coffee culture. This is our starting for cup of coffee. And then 1999, Starbucks came to Korea. It was near the Women University. So for us, Starbucks is like Western culture, and every university student wanted to be there because it's not for the coffee. We wanted to enjoy the Western culture because for us, it's totally different. So that time, I was in university also, and I and my friend, we wanted to be there for the special event, like a birthday party or some special meeting. But still, for us, this culture is very new and also very expensive. So my generation, like my friend, we know what is the Western coffee culture, but for us, it's a little bit expensive. So we would like, but we are not ready for pay. But after that, our generation, and we got the job, and now our friend or even me, we are ready for the pay. So this is our, let's say, short history of a growing coffee market. So from 2000, our market changed very fast. So you can see many different datums. Like, okay, let's begin the Korean drink market. These datums I just got before in here from Korean customs, and they said if we think whole Korean drink market, nowadays 2013, coffee hold over 50%, and 10% is like a milk, soy milk, or cocoa, and 8% belong to soft drink, green tea, and the other things is 4%. So as you see, until now, we can produce, our tea market is very low. And 2012, Korean coffee market whole volume is $4.13 billion. So among these, 35 is instant, and 37 is coffee shop. And actually, we have a very strong market to ITD recently, but most of ITD made of instant coffee. So many people talk about the coffee market share is like instant to roasted bean. Let's say 85% belong to instant, and 15% is to roasted bean. So this is our market situation these days. And then our roasted bean start to grow from 2007. So as you see, from 2007 to 2012, for 5 years, our market growing 200% or more. So this is very fast growing. So many coffee origins farmers, they wanted to involve the Korean market, I think. So among the growing, as you see, we have a different portion of the section. From 2007, instant is like over 50. But 2011, it belonged to under 50. So as you see, ITD is like a can or capsule or like this. It's growing, and then roasted bean is the coffee shop business is very strong. For example, 2011, only in Seoul, we opened over 1,000 coffee shops. Just for 1 year, individual business like a roastery cafe. So many young guys or many adults wanted to be there. So for us, coffee shop is not just for one cup of coffee. It's like a special place for the meeting. So when you're talking about the quality, okay, we have a very big commercial brand or individual coffee shop. But we have 2 different markets, I think. One is for the volume. Still, we have a spread very fast as a fresh roasted coffee. But among the fresh roasted coffee, we have very fast growing also for the specialty coffee. So I heard most of coffee developed country, consuming developed country, started from instant, but moved to the roasted coffee, we need at least 30 years. And we did, Korea did like that. From 1960 to 1990s, we stayed most of customers in instant. Again, from instant to roasted coffee, we need another 20 years to move or to searching for the quality. We need 20 years. But Korean market is we just skipped these 20 years, and after instant, many of individual persons, we wanted to get some quality. This is a totally different market, I think. And then because of this, even small roasters or individual customers, we want to get the more better quality. For this, we have many reasons. First, I think Korea economy is growing very fast. As you know, we are almost, let's say, just one country in the world to have like a fast development for economy within a short time. So nowadays, a lot of many individual customers are ready to pay for the good things. This is point. So coffee is very new, but everyone wanted to find the better quality, or they wanted to pay for the better things. It's not just for coffee market, even bakery or even clothes or for the everything. Many people would like to get the more better quality compared to, let's say, price. So this is our market situation now. How many coffee shops in Korea? Okay, 2006, we have a total 1,600. But this year, before in here, I got the data, and they said we have 15,000 shops. But this is only coffee shop. But inside Korea, we have, let's say, bakery cafe or sandwich cafes like this. So if we include all these places which used to sell the cup of coffee, they said it will be almost 30,000. And then among the whole coffee shop, we have 5 major brands. Later you can see, and then in 2006, among the 1,600 coffee shops, major coffee shop became 1,500. But this year, as you see, whole the coffee shop is 15,000, but major brand, only 2,700. It means we have a lot of individual roasters and individual business for coffee. This is our major 5 brand in Korea. First, the number of highest number of coffee shop is Cafe Bene. Cafe Bene is the second row. It's a domestic brand, pure Korean domestic brand. Until last year, they have 811 coffee shops. But most profitable company in Korea is a Starbucks. Starbucks, until last year, Starbucks has 554 coffee shops, but their pure profit is $23 million. It's still very good business in Korea. And then Tom & Tom's and Harley's is a whole Korean domestic brand. And Coffee Bean is from California in US. It's also very strong in Korea. So let's talk about a little bit Cafe Bene. Cafe Bene, they start from 2008 in Korea. And their business is really good because they want to make like a franchise business in Korea. And they spread very fast. So among the individual coffee businessmen, they wanted to get some franchising with Cafe Bene so they can spread a lot. But the problem is that their profit is very low because they just wanted to open the coffee shop. So because of this, our government, from end of the last year, our government wanted to control this franchise business because after opening, many individual persons begin to lose a lot of money. So our government prohibit not to open, let's say, one company to 1,000 coffee shop. So from this year, I think Cafe Bene stopped to open the more coffee shop, and these guys now they move to the China. So when you visit the Beijing, you can see a lot of Korean coffee brand like Cafe Bene, Tom & Tom's, Harley's, and all this. I don't know how Chinese think of this, but this brand comes from Korea. So nowadays, this Korean domestic coffee chains, they wanted to move to another new market. It was China. So Beijing and Shanghai, we have also many coffee shops from Korea. What kind of coffee we like? Okay, first selling, most best selling in Korea is Americano, espresso with hot water. It was over 50%. And everyone wanted to drink a cold Americano because first, when the coffee shop business started, we believe like roasted coffee means like a black coffee. No milk, no sugar. So we believe maybe it's better for the health. So until now, over 50%, I heard maybe 54% of total selling is still Americano. Many people love it. And then, but for the espresso, most of the company use the blend. So for the blend, let's say Brazil, Guatemala, some of Costa Rica or Ethiopia use. And then we made the espresso blend for this coffee. And then second is the single origin. Actually, Korea is a very new market, but individual customers, they love single origin because we didn't know well about the coffee or coffee origins because we are just a starter. But many of the customers, they felt it's something different. This is our situation in now. So we promote, especially our company, we promote a lot about the coffee origins. So we use all different kind of coffee. And then for this, we use we called hand drip like this. And it's like a pour over, kind of pour over using the a filter, paper filter. So this is very famous. Especially for the roasters, we use, most of them, they use this. So first is Americano, and second is a single origin using filter coffee. And how much? The price. Actually, our price is very high, I know. Whenever I travel all over the world, our price is one of the most expensive. Let's say 1 cup of Americano, average is $4. It's more higher than US. But when you think of the economy situation, our price is almost double or more. But people accept. So when I was in other presentation, and one guy asked me why customers can accept this price. Okay, it's not because of the quality. For the commercial brand, many people pay $4 per cup. But why? I think because of the Starbucks. Starbucks, they decide this price in Korea. And after that, many people just follow. Yeah, it's true. Whenever I talk about this, many people laugh, but it's true. When you're talking about the coffee price in Korea with big guys or small guys, big company or small company, whenever I ask to them, why you decide your price? But that time, nobody answered exactly why. So when they decide the coffee price, they searching for the market. And they wanted to, let's say, to keep the balance with their neighbor company or competitor. So our average became $4. So, but we have between $1.5 to $7. It depends. And then most expensive coffee you can find at the hotel. A famous hotel, until now, they used a lot of Robusta and bad quality, but they ask like a cup of coffee up to $30 per cup. So this is our, let's say, price situation. But I would like to say these days, something changed. Even big brand or famous hotel, some of the customers begin to complain about their price. But it's not just for price. Again, we are ready to pay for the good things. But the problem is the reasonable price. So recently, many of young guys, young generation, they used to visit a different kind of a coffee shop, but they must pay almost the same price. So whenever they felt something wrong inside the cup or something bad for the tasty, they begin to complain. Why you must ask same price to another coffee shop, let's say. So because of this, commercial brand or big guys wanted to change their quality for the good. This is very good for the Korean market, but it's not so fast, but it begins. So I expect within short terms, our market change more fast for the quality. And then I got this data also from 2007 to 2011, how many cups we used to drink per year. As you see, if we use the 10 grams per cup, and if we just calculate over 20 years old person, you can see from 2007, we used to drink 247 cups per year. But for 5 years, 2011, we grow. So per year, we used to drink 338 cups per year. It means every day, one person, adult person, drink 1 cup of coffee. And in 2012, I heard it became 440 cups per year. It means every day we used to drink 1 cup more. And the good things in Korea, we have a lot of 20 years old or more guys, because 20 years old or more means baby boom persons like me. I was born 1976, so my friends or my generation, we used to know about what is the Western culture for coffee, but that time we don't have enough money, but now we are ready to pay. So my friends and we must go to the coffee shop in the morning or afternoon. So for this, we have still a big potential for the growing of consumption coffee. And as you see, it's not just for 20 years old person. Per capita and per year, we used to drink whole together, instant or everything. 2000, we used to drink 313 cups per year. And this year, 408 per cups. Our population nowadays 15 million, so we spent a lot of coffee. Okay, so how many coffee, like a green bean or ITD or some cruel things, production and importing. Total 2011, we import 130,000 tons whole coffee from outside. The value $717 million, and quantity is compared to 2007, same datums, 44% up, and total payment 211% up. It means from 2007 we are turning for the quality. So we must pay more and more for the good quality of coffee. So total coffee market grows 3 times. And among the importing something, as you see, crude article is like a finished production. Was 2007, it was 3.9% of total, but it grew 6.5%. And roasted coffee, 2.8%. to 4.2%. And green bean is decreased because instant coffee market is smaller than before. So one company called Dongsa, they reduced to import green bean from Vietnam or Indonesia. Actually, Dongsa company, they spend a lot of Robusta for instant. They are huge. So because of this, instant market is reduced, then total importing of green bean is reduced. So it's the same data, but I would like to say about the quantity and quality because of the payment is so different. As you see, for example, from 2007 and 2009, our importing as a quantity is almost the same. Also, payment, the value is almost the same. But from 2009 to 2011-12, the value for paying is increased a lot. It means we use a lot of good quality. So this is a very exceptional market, I heard, and many coffee origins want to involve the specialty coffee in Korea. So the blue one is a green bean importing, and the red one is a roasted bean, and green one is a crude article like a capsule or like this. So as you see, the most big change is blue one, the instant. The green bean is reduced because of the instant coffee market is reduced, and then. So how many tons has been imported? As you see, I got the data 2002. 2002 and 2011, the importing of green bean is a little bit growing. But as a value, you can see the huge difference especially between 2008 to 2011. 2008 to 2011, the volume is a little bit increased, but the value is totally different. So I'm sure our market wanted to follow the quality than the quantity. And then this is a roasted bean importing. Actually, still, we import a lot of famous roasted coffee from Europe or US. So some guys wanted to supply as a wholesale. So this is our datums. But the point is that the quantity and payment value is not so different gap. So top 10 country of green bean importing of Korea. You can see we use a lot of Vietnam, and second was Brazil, Colombia, Honduras, Indonesia, Peru, Thailand, Mexico, Ethiopia, Guatemala. So there is no Costa Rica, sorry. And then, so for the, let's say, value. First one is volume, and the second one, this is a value. It's, let's say, 5 from 1995 to 2012. So compared to, for example, Vietnam, you can see we imported 500,000 tons from 1995, but value is not so high compared to other countries. So because most of the Vietnam coffee used for the instant. And then, so I asked the Korean customs how many tons we used to import from Costa Rica. From 1995 and 2012, you can see this is the Costa Rican coffee to Korea. And I found one interesting, as you see, 1997, we import 2,500 tons from Costa Rica. But this is the value for the coffee, Costa Rica coffee. So 1997, the value is like $11 million. But when you see the 2011, the volume is very low, but the value is very high. It means we import a lot of, I think, maybe Costa Rica coffee price is very high, or we import a lot of high quality of coffee in 2011. But the sad thing is that, as you see, from 2000, which our market start to grow. But from 2000, Costa Rica coffee import very little. For this, later I wanted to say about what image of Costa Rica coffee in Korea. But I think actually when you're talking about the Central America coffee, many Korean people, we remind Guatemala and Costa Rica. I don't know why, but from the past we heard a lot of name of Costa Rica and Guatemala. So actually Costa Rica coffee has a very high reputation in Korean market. But starting with specialty coffee, Costa Rica coffee didn't have like a high image of specialty coffee. So because of this, from 2002 or 2000, from that time, many roasters for the specialty coffee, they stopped to use the Costa Rica coffee. Then instead of Costa Rica coffee, they're looking for the new coffee origins like Panama or Honduras or Nicaragua, even Nicaragua. So because of this, Costa Rica coffee reduced a little bit. But 2011, we restart to get the Costa Rica coffee for the quality, I think. Then this year is not finished to get some datums, but I asked to them from January to June, and how many coffee countries export to Korea, and then among them, Costa Rica is how many tons we import. As you see, Vietnam, Brazil, Colombia, Honduras, and then Costa Rica. For 6 months, we import 932 tons to Korea, Costa Rica coffee to Korea this year. I hope from July to November we get the more. Let's see. And then again, for the commercial, Costa Rica coffee, actually big guys, they well known about the Costa Rica coffee, but whenever I ask to them why you stopped to using the Costa Rica coffee, first they said because of the price compared to other commercial coffee from, let's say, Brazil or other Central America except Guatemala. They felt Costa Rica coffee price a little bit higher. So for them, for the volume, it's difficult to use. So, and then for the specialty market, again, with specialty guys, sometimes we're looking for the new one, something new. So it's very difficult to say right now, but I think we are beginner. So first we want a new one or something different, but when times goes by, we want to get back. So, okay. Now is the Korean market change. I think first we move to instant to roasted coffee, and again, 85% of total market still remain in instant. We just increased 10% compared to 5 years ago. So I think still we have a lot of potential customers who wanted to move to the roasted coffee. And then we begin to think of the coffee quality. So our market will be growing as a specialty coffee. And then most of customers, individual customers, they want to hear about the farmer's story, about the coffee origin. So slowly, it's not like a popular, but some of them, they want to get some traceability, and at least they want to hear about the story of farm or farmers. Okay. Thank you so much. If you have any question later, she can give us sometimes. Thank you so much. Thank you.